All right. And we had the Battle of the Midwest, which was a really good game. The Vikings versus the Green Bay. Vikings upsetting the Packers, which in the beginning looked like it was going to be a complete blowout. Looked like Green Bay was going to get their butts handed to them. But Green Bay made it very interesting in the end of the game there. So, big statement win by the Vikings. Going in Green Bay. Green Bay is very hard to beat in when they're in Green Bay in Lambeau. So that was a great win by them. Sam Darnold, it's starting to, we got to start thinking he's a legit MVP candidate. I think he has 11 touchdowns passing and only 3 interceptions. But the guy has to be in there with the top candidates, Allen, Barkley. So it's like he needs to be in that conversation for this moment. Will he fall back to earth? Maybe. I thought he could have fell back to earth during this game, but he didn't. He also may have found a home with the Vikings. I know they drafted McCarthy out of Michigan, but I mean, do you go back to McCarthy if Sam Darnold wins the division and he has a career year? Do you go to McCarthy? I don't know about that. Have maybe a couple more seasons he could sit the bench and see if Arnold could repeat it, but I don't know if you go back to him. Great revenge game by Aaron Jones, 140 total yards. So good game for him. It's probably good. He probably loved that he put that against the Packers. Addison, they have really good addition because he was hurt the last 2 or 3 games. The Vikings getting him back was a good addition. It gives them another Swiss Army knife weapon, all over the field. I believe he had a rushing touchdown. Yeah, a rushing touchdown, and he had a receiving touchdown. So the guys just adds more dimension to this team with Justin Jefferson and Aaron Jones. So good 3 guys right there. So Justin Jefferson, 6 receptions for 85 yards for 1 touchdown. That 1 touchdown just snagged from that Green Bay Packers corner. He's the best receiver in the game. So that's just naturally gonna happen. But now with all this offensive healthy, this looks like, oh no, and they're waiting for their tight end. They're 4-0. And they're waiting for one of the better tight ends in this league. I forget his name. It's I'm just can't remember right now. But he's also Hawkinson. Hawkinson is been hurt, and they're 4-0. They get back him. That is a solid 4 weapons in Addison, Jefferson, and Jones. And now they have a competent, healthy quarterback in Sam Darnold to throw him the ball. That is a dangerous recipe for the whole NFC. But let's talk about the Green Bay Packers. We might as well talk about them because it was a hell of a game. Aaron Love, not sure if he should have been in the game. Willis was doing really great, not turning the ball over, using his legs, really showing the run game. The Packers run game with him into it. Jordan Love was 32 for 54 for 389 yards passing, 4 TDs, but 3 interceptions. I think one interception wasn't like really his fault, but one was a deep ball where he shouldn't have thrown that was picked. Another one was thrown with like double coverage in the middle when it was picked. Like not good decisions on him on 2 of those interceptions. So kind of, that's his fault. He was sloppy. Like I said, he missed over 20, hit over 20 incompletions. So that's not good at all. I don't care if he threw up almost 400 yards passing, 22 incompletions. Still is 22 incompletions and 3 picks. Like I said, he made some dumb throws, 2 picks. He missed some guys. I think it's safe to say now Jaden Reed's the number 1 wide receiver on this team. They had a lot of guys who's going to be number 1, Watson, Wicks. Watson now hurt, so I don't know how long he's going to be out, but he looks like injury-prone player for them. But Reed stepping up, being number 1 is really good for the Green Bay Packers. With Wicks and Romeo Doubs being a good backups and Kraft at the tight end looking decent. Love's knee had some moments there where he was wobbling a little bit. So I'm saying, that's your franchise quarterback. You're just paying the big bucks. You really want to put him out there to get hurt again? So keep an eye on that. His knee's probably not 100%. Uh, if they, you got to ask yourself. I mean, the Packers field goal kicker problem is now dating back from last year when they had Carson. That guy was terrible, and now this guy Halverson missed 2 field goals too. You got to ask yourself, did the Packers win that game if he doesn't miss those 2 field goals? I say probably not, because the Vikings muffed the punt. If they don't muff the punt, the Packers don't get that touchdown in the first half. So I don't think so. They could have got those 2 field goals, but the Vikings had a bonehead move. I don't know what the hell that guy was doing with that ball. I don't know if his eyes got caught in the sun or the ball got caught in the sun and he just dropped it, but terrible. He was reaching for it, but Packers don't get a touchdown if he doesn't muff the punt, so I think that negates the missed field goals. And during the last minute of the fourth quarter where they got that touch on the Packers, the Vikings were playing conservative. They were letting a lot of passes get completed. So there's a little garbage time passing yards and garbage time touchdown by Love. But it was a wild game, a fun game. I mean, Packers get upsetted, but, I mean, it was crazy. I mean, both defenses were exposed, so that's not good for both teams. It means you could really pass on these 2 teams. So, both teams were supposed to have good defense, especially the Vikings, but both guys only got sacked 3 total times, so both defenses did not show up in this game. But a big game by the Vikings. Go to 4-0, 2 games ahead of the Bears and the Packers, and only 1 game ahead of Detroit. And they got to stay ahead of Detroit. Detroit's looking like game busters. They just blew out Seattle. So good win by them. And every time you could go into Packers and in Lambeau and beat them, that's a good achievement. But they're surprising everybody. So a good win, and Sam Darnold's looking like an MVP. So the rest of the league are on notice. Minnesota's coming.